Hello my friends and welcome back. I'm Chisco Gaming, and in today's video, sponsored by the makers of Whiteout Survival, I want to talk about state of power, specifically SvS Prep, which determines whether or not your state is getting invaded or if you're going to invade somebody else. Now, right now, we happen to be losing overall, but I want to go through each of the 5 phases of prep, talk very briefly about why it is you should save like crazy for these, because we did not save enough. It put us on the back foot, and, well, we'll talk all about that, all right? So, in case you didn't know, the end game in Whiteout Survival is what you see here called State of Power, where you're battling against other players, other states, for control of the Sunfire Castle in the center of the map. That's the end game. Your state goes head-to-head with another state. And there are 5 different phases in what's called SvS Prep to determine who is going to invade who, okay? And whether or not your server invades is determined by who gets more points. And there's a lot at stake. If your server gets taken over and you lose the Sunfire Castle, the opposing state becomes the supreme president and controls the titles for your state and more, which sounds really, really, really suboptimal. You don't want to be in that position. So here are the 5 phases. In phase 1 of SvS Prep, you need to do city construction. This includes chief charms, fire crystal spending, use of construction speedups, speedups for research, and speedups for training. We popped the statewide buff for building speed and went completely ham. In fact, my advice for your very first SvS is that maybe you get to fire crystal level 1. Okay, on your furnace. But the rest of them, man, I would save every single fire crystal you can and then only spend them here. We had a lot of players that spent their fire crystals before we got to SvS Prep, and it like really, really, really cost us. If I go to the leaderboard, let's see here. I guess I can go to the alliance rank. We can go for phase 1 of prep. Like you can see the top 2 rankings here were the enemy kingdom, and it put them really far ahead right away. Now, the combination of every single player's score for your state contributes to your total score, okay? And that total score you can see stacking up over here. We're in phase 3 as of the time of this recording, all right? So that's phase 1, construction. And my recommendation before you do a bunch of construction, and this is going to be really obvious, is that, you're going to go in and you're going to pop a bunch of buffs. At this point in your development, you're going to have the pet skill over here that gives you building speed. You're going to, of course, have double time. Your president should pop the statewide buff on whatever day they're going to do it, but I think first day makes sense, for building speed. I guess it's construction speed. And also, there is a title you can go and get, okay? If you're going to be doing a bunch of speeding up like I was, blasting through all of my fire crystals, you want to go and get an appointment. That appointment is the vice president. You can hold that for half an hour, but your other buffs are only going to last for 5 minutes, okay? And the thing that happened to me that was a bummer is that like the last 30 seconds or so, I ran out of my 2 big buffs for speed. Unfortunate, I know. Double time wore off and the pet buff wore off, and I was still frickin' speeding stuff up and didn't realize it. But the little buff icon for those things will show up in the upper left of your screen, right next to this little up arrow over here. And you need to look out for that and make sure that, hey, if those fall off, you can still use building speed ups on other days. So like consider waiting to another day when you have both of those buffs up again to do more of your speeding up. Because if we go back to SvS Prep, day 2 is called basic skill up. And just like how you have, your Hall of Chiefs up to this point, and, you got to go and spin the wheel, this is a wheel day. Okay, so you can play the lucky wheel. You can upgrade your rare, epic, and mythic heroes. You can do gathering. This is sort of like familiar ways to gain points from other things you've done, but you can continue to use fire crystals, construction speedups, research speedups, training speedups. This is not the stage to be using your training speedups, by the way. We'll talk about when to do that in just a second, okay? So this day, I did some research. To me, it feels like a pretty reasonable day to have popped research buff. We didn't. That's coming later on. But Lucky Wheel is a lot of points here. I already maxed my Flint, so I'm like, man, I missed out on a way to get points for the team here. GG. Then we get to stage 3, which is where we are now, and that is Beast Slaying. Beast Slaying stage is insane. So you get pet advancement score. Okay, so you upgrade your pets. Using advanced wild marks and common wild marks gives you points. Chief Charm, and again, back for points. Lucky Wheel is back. Upgrading heroes, rare, epic, and mythic shards, again. But this is the biggie. Calling rallies on polar terrors and defeating beasts. Okay, this is a jaw-dropping amount of points, and our state prepared very, very well for this portion and is super, super active, which is why in this stage you can see we're kind of crushing it right now. But in prior stages, we actually did not. It's really the first stage, phase 1, where we got wrecked because of the fire crystal thing that we didn't hoard like crazy. I cannot emphasize enough. Hoard your freaking fire crystals. Do not upgrade, okay, until you get to phase 1 of SvS Prep. Otherwise, you will start at such a deficit if you're up against a group that saved. And these guys did an amazing job of saving in 2220, all right? So we're making up for that deficit with our activity, though, and it's honestly shocking, like, how rapidly we're gaining ground right now. And that is because, like, we are rallying like freaking crazy. You know, look, you got to get in as much as you can here. Right now, ooh, we only have 12 rallies going, so I'm going to hit a rally. That's actually like the lowest it's been for a while. And I still have a lot of stam cans to get through, so this is going to be tough to do. But we had as many as like 40 freaking rallies going at one point, I think. Somewhere between like 35 and 40 rallies, I think. I honestly might be misremembering. At least 35 at one point. No, I think it was like 41. It was insane. Okay, the point I'm trying to make is that these Polar Terror rallies will launch immediately once they are full. But if they don't get full, they wait the full 5 minutes, which is not good. So you need to watch the number of rallies that are going. If there's too many rallies going, it's better to just join rallies. We told literally everybody, do not gather resources today. Set to auto join and like go, go, go. The other thing you can do is auto hunt, which I am doing now at the same time as I record this video because I figured, yeah, I don't need to pay attention to it. And my little trick there is that I'm using Gina for the stam cost reduction, and I'm using Wallace, which I thought was like, Wallace, like, bruh. But he's got 100% wilderness march speed. Woohoo! You better believe that's a big deal, okay? So I'm trying to get as much value as I can with Gina, which is why she's just cruising around constantly, hunting for that value, okay? And there we go. We took another one down. GG. All right, so that's phase 3, okay? Then phase 4. Coming up tomorrow is going to be big. So we have Chief Charms, yet again. Then we have Hero Gear Essence Stones, Widgets, Mithril, and this is the Troop Training Day. This is when you train, ladies and gentlemen. This is it. That'll start soonish, so we'll do that. And then day 5 is just a general power boost day. You get pet advancement score, advanced wild marks and common wild marks, Mithril again, Chief Gear finally showing up. This is the first time I think Chief Gear showed up for this event. Hero Gear Essence Stones, Widgets again, Fire Crystals again, and then you've got construction speed, research speed ups, and training speed ups. So I think this is the day where we're going to pop our research buff. And I have a lot of research still to do, so I'm going to get all that done. Obviously, before you do a bunch of training, in an ideal world, hold up, I got to set a rally here, but in an ideal world, okay, I joined one. That'll work. You would go in and do this research first. So let's talk about this real quick. The research that you want to do, first and foremost, is ideally like you want to have your research speed boost knocked out. Obviously, like if you're going to be speeding up research, at least have, in a perfect world, maxed out research speed. Obviously, most people won't have that yet. Okay, is what it is. The next thing you want to push on is as much trainer tools as you possibly can, which is training speed. Like if you're going to spend a ton of speed ups training troops, you obviously want as much as possible. But like this last piece of research, which takes 69 days, holy smokes, that's insane. Maybe I should have done this, but like this would use up like 1/5 of my total speed ups and about 1/5 of my total steel. So like I felt like I would prefer to spend all of that on combat stats at this moment in time. I'm not the number one guy for our state, but I'm definitely behind on combat stats, I feel. So I'm going to go and do that with all the steel that I have coming up in a future day. But like, obviously, again, if you're about to go and speed up a bunch of troops, hopefully before that day shows up, you go and you upgrade trainer tools some amount. Okay. The final thing, I mean, obviously bandaging is going to kind of matter for this big fight for the Sunfire Castle. Okay, but that's going to be in the battle phase. All right. So, anyways, before you train your troops, you get that training speed boost. Your state should pop a training speed boost. Okay, from the buffs that they can offer. Okay, that's the president's skills, right? So that should 30% training speed for 24 hours. Mobilize, freaking huge. And then, the strongest people in your state should be requesting the Minister of Education for the 50% training speed boost, right? So I'm going to request that. I've got like close to 110 days worth of training speeds, which is not that many, I think, but like I should gain a pretty moderate amount of power. And I've been waiting for this moment. Like, we knew SvS was going to be here, man. So I've been freaking waiting and hoarding up, and now it all is going to hopefully pay off. GG's. All right. Now, as you go, your alliance is going to score points and have a ranking, and that's going to give you rewards. Okay. And as you go, you score points, and you're going to have a ranking, and that's going to give you rewards in SvS Prep. So if I look at the personal ranking points for the prep phase and I view rewards, each of these phases has gems and speed ups and a little bit of resources as a reward here. But the winner reward is pretty cool here. Let's look at this. Winner rewards for prep. Wow. Rank top 150 on the total personal rankings to obtain the hero shard of the season. Okay, and that is going to be Philly for this season. Ah, there it is. So the winner rewards are up top. The runner-up rewards are here. If you have a buy, so no match found, I guess, you would get those. But look at these individual rewards. Whew, 400 Philly shards. Holy, I mean, getting first is not going to be easy. I'm in the 11 to 20 spot currently, so I have a lot of work to do if I'm going to push up that leaderboard and get more Philly. It is what it is. Okay, but then that's just the personal board. There's also the alliance board. And if we look at the rewards for this, let's see here. I guess, yeah, this is the individual rewards. Okay. Wait, view rewards. There's alliance. I think there's alliance. Are there alliance rewards by stage? I don't know. Now I'm a little confused, chat. You'll have to let me know down below. Either way, let's see here. There is a shop. That's what I wanted to show you. So you may have noticed this little like currency over here, Sunfire tokens. You can spend them in this shop. I don't know what the best thing to get here is. I know that I certainly need charm guides. I probably need charm designs. I assume in the end game, you're probably going for these cosmetics, right? Like that could be it. But I think this exclusive item might be if you win overall. Could that be where you can buy those from? So you may want to hold on to this currency until later on, because this doesn't refresh for another 11 days. So we have some time here, all right? And as you go, you get these medals for these your participation, right? So at an individual level in each phase, I've gotten a medal so far. And when you tap the medal, you get these rewards over here that you can claim. So we'll see how we get these final medals. I mean, I would assume that there's one for each day. So that would get us to 5 for SvS Prep and then the battle day. Okay. So wish us luck. We're going to need it. We're closing this gap on the total score, but we still have a long way to go. So I'm going to get back after it. All right. You enjoyed the vid, throw a like on here, subscribe. I'm going to live stream our battle this weekend. It should be really nuts. I think we have an agreement in place to not city hit. I need to double check what that is going to look like. We have a rotation of who owns the Sunfire Castle, so that negotiation was not done through me this time around because I didn't own the castle at the time of this exchange. So yeah, we'll follow up on that and get real clear because we need to be by this weekend. GG's. Really looking forward to battling these guys. They seem really strong. It's going to be really tough. Subscribe. All right. Until next time, you have fun. Smash your enemies. You want to see some prior videos on my channel you might enjoy? Check these cards off to the side. All right. Take care, everybody.